Welcome to the Bread and Bars podcast. I'm your host, Sean. I'm excited that this is the very first episode that we're going to do. I want to tell you a little bit about Bread and Bars and the purpose of this podcast. First of all, the name, Bread and Bars. In some circle, whenever somebody is sharing insight, sharing thoughts that they have, it's called breaking bread. Right. So that's the bread part. The other part is sometimes when you're talking to somebody or you hear somebody say something that's profound, you be like, that's a bar. So that's the purpose of this podcast, is to push bread and bars, whether it be me coming to you one on one, sharing wisdom, sharing experiences from all areas of life, or whether I have a guest on and we're having conversations that's going to either bring you bread or bring you bars. I'm super excited. This is going to be a safe space for like-minded people like myself, people that are looking to grow spiritually, physically, intellectually, mentally, relationally, in any area of your life. Also, people that are looking to optimize their lives the best way possible, breaking those limitations that was put on us that a lot of us were taught since we were kids, things that we can't do, things that we shouldn't do. Interesting thing is, I am 6'5". If you know me, you know that already, right? Thanks for watching. So my entire life, most of the things I've heard is, do you play basketball? Do you play basketball? Do you play basketball? Quiet as kept. I didn't play basketball originally. The reason why I started doing so is because I was peer pressured into doing it. They were like, oh, you tall, you should play. I didn't know any better. I'm 12 years old. I'm like, sure, why not? So I tried out for the team and I sucked, of course, but I learned to get good at the game. But at the same time, that was a limitation that I had at the time. Now I love the sport of basketball. I love playing it, not so much watching it, but more so playing it. It became something that I love. However, my son, on the other hand, he's about 6'4", 6'5". People ask him if he played basketball because he's so tall. And yes, he can play, but that's not something that he wanted to do. Right. And I never wanted to put that limitation on him or any of my children to say that, well, you have to do a certain thing because I did it, or your mother did it, or because this is what we do, or, this is what somebody in your position do. You have the power to choose what your path is, and nobody can limit you. Nobody can tell you what you can and what you cannot do. I remember watching a movie, Birth of a Nation. And in the movie, there was a guy, man, I forget his name. If you know his name, say it, write it in the comments. But he was an abolitionist who learned how to read. Well, he learned how to read first, and then he became an abolitionist because he was reading the Bible. And the Bible was talking about freedom and things like that, that information that the slaves were not taught. What's interesting about that is not to get into his religion or anything like that. But the reason why I bring that up is because what they thought about this man was so powerful that the way they ended his life in the movie, spoiler alert, right? But the way they ended his life in the movie was if they were afraid of him coming back to life. I believe there are bounds that we can come to that is beyond our imagination, right? Because we were never taught that, whether it be as Black people or whether it be as people in general. I believe there are so many limitations that was put on us because if we really knew what our real power was, man, this world would be, individually, we would be uncontrollable. As a collective, we would be uncontrollable, right? So oftentimes, and I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories, at least not now, right? I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories, but where I believe that we're in an environment where we're constantly being controlled and we're constantly being held back. The purpose of the Bread and Bars podcast is to break those limitations, is to break those shackles, is to break anything mentally, physically that's keeping us back from being the best version of ourselves possible. Each and every one of us deserves to be the best version of ourselves possible. Not so we can just give it to our children, or not so we can just give it to our spouses or our loved one. We deserve to be the best version of ourselves. You guessed it, for ourselves. We deserve that more than anything, whether you're 20 years old, teenager, 30 years old, 40, 50, 60. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your culture, it doesn't matter any of that. You deserve to be free. You deserve to have limitations completely removed from your life. So that is the purpose of the Bread and Bars podcast. I'm going to be bringing you information that you may not have heard before, or I'm going to bring something to you that you might have heard your entire life, but I'm going to provide you a different perspective. You know why? Because you might have never met me before. If you have, you never met me to this level, because this is my true, authentic self. This is the real version of me that not a lot of people know about, because I've always been limited in certain areas and limited in this area and limited in that area. I like to say there's a Facebook version of me, there's an Instagram version of me, and there's a real life version of me. But now all of those are coming together on this platform today to show you really who I am. And again, it's not just about me. It's not just about me, because by me showing you my authentic self, I'm giving you the liberty to be authentic yourself. I'm giving you the liberty to be free as well, because I'm free. I'm freedom. We'll get into that another time. So we're going to do book reviews. We're going to do interviews. We're going to do some commentary on things that's going on in the world. And it's going to grow. We're going to grow together. This is our humble beginnings. This is our humble beginnings. We're going to grow further into this. And I'm really excited. And if I'm being honest, I'm also a little nervous. I've never been on this type of platform before so consistently. We have some other videos coming out already made. I just have to do some editing. We're going to do this at least twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can look forward to a Bread and Bars podcast starting next week, of course. Bread and Bars podcast, Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's going to be an amazing 2025. I don't know how your 2024 was or your 2023 was, but whatever it is, whether it was a bad season for you, whether it was a great season for you, whatever it is, we're going to push you to that next level into 2025. Now, your next level may be a season of growing. Your next level may be a season of building once again. Everybody's not the same, right? Everybody doesn't go by the slogans of the year of your community, right? Whether you're in the church and they're like, oh, 2025 is going to be live. Well, you know what? 2025 may not be live for you. 2025 may be a building year, right? 2025 may not have something that you can equate to a really profound quote or a rhyming word, so it don't look good. 2025 could be your healing season, right? 2024 could have broke you. So 2025 is your healing season. Maybe 2026 or 2027 is your thriving year. But I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you're on this platform with me today, because we are going to grow. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to discuss, books you want to talk about or do a review of, we're more than welcome to do that. Just send an email. Our email address is breadandbarspodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's breadandbarspodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email with any suggestions that you may have, of things that you may want to talk about, questions that you may have, and I will do my best. Me and my team will do our best to find those emails, read through them, and get back to you best way possible. It may not be a video. We may just respond to your email directly whenever we can. So I'm excited to be here. This is just an introduction video, so I'm gonna cut it short. You can probably look forward to maybe videos being around 25 minutes, never any longer than that, because I respect your time, I respect your day. However, if you like it, you can go back and watch more. We'll keep everything on a playlist. If we have a series, we'll have those series set up in a playlist. On this platform right now is YouTube, but whatever platform we grow to, either way, you're going to have those series. So once again, I'm going to pour myself out, right? And I want you guys to do the same. I'm super excited. We're doing this. I've never been here before. I don't want to repeat myself, but I really am excited. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm looking forward to everything that we're doing in this year, that we're doing with this platform, that we're doing in your life as well. So welcome to a new year. Welcome to the best version of you. This is Bread and Bars Podcast. Have a great day, everyone. See you next time.